Hello, and welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play show set in the Eberron campaign world. RA, what happened last time?
Last time we got out of Dodge aboard Malcolm's airship. We let's see. We went to Sharn. Basically, we debriefed. We figured out what the heck happened, or at least to some extent, during the multiple prongs of a fight over multiple theaters. We found out Mina's real mad, and we probably knew that already. But yeah, let's see. Ari and Shade went to send messages to Thora in their best attempt at subterfuge, since the messages would be read. Pog went to find weapons to at least temporarily replace his unique named one of a kind spoil of battle. And Esri went wandering in his old neighborhood looking for, or decided to look up his old fence, Findir. I think that covers it mostly. There was some talking
Yep.
and some moving alongs, and in Sharn we be.
Spell Findir.
I've dropped it in the chat for you. It's F.
Oh, aren't you nice?
Actually, I'll give you one more thing.
Laura needs that information, though.
Sure, Laura will need it.
Oh my goodness, that is quite the URL. Findire.
Okay.
Rodhin is his last name. Yraudhen.
Okay. So the kid leads you around some corners and down an alley between a pair of towers to a door and says, "He lives there."
I'll pull out another copper and flick it to him. Well, call him.
He runs over and knocks on the door. There's a moment, and then the door opens, and a slim but still strong-looking elf leans out a bit. His light brown skin and silver hair, which he keeps tied back. Yes, you said Findir was male in your description, right?
Yeah.
No, okay. The kid just points, and the elf turns, looks at you, narrows dark eyes. Ezri.
Now that is remarkable. And I'll pull out a silver, hand it to the boy, say, now don't go around just doing what any old man tells you to do because he sends a copper your way. Wise up.
The kid grabs it and runs off. Findir watches and says, "You are doing better
Was I that stupid?
for yourself. Dressed nice too."
Well, nicer, I suppose. Square meals a day. Roof over my head. only in mortal peril every other day, I suppose.
That's not a bad ratio. Give you a day to rest between.
The peril's greater, but so are the abilities. And you, still here.
As you see.
Do we have to just talk in the alley, or can I come in?
No, come on in. He turns and steps through the door, waits for you to come in, closes it. It's a very simple apartment. There's a door leading presumably to a bedroom. There's a small kitchen that occupies one corner of the room, and basically like an old stove that serves as the main heating for the place. There's a couple of chairs and a table, and that's about all the furniture there is. Hung on a wall, there is the only item of substantial value that's obviously on display here. There is a very fine polearm that has a curved blade at either end of it. And Findir walks over to the stove and puts a kettle on it.
I will cast Detect Magic.
Sure.
Yeah, and just have a look around.
There are a few small magic items here. Most of them are the kind of mundane magical appliances that exist in many parts of Sharn. There's a cleansing stone for washing. There's a very simple fire starting enchantment on the stove that sort of automates, and the lighting is magical.
I'll go over to the cleansing stone and just say, "May I?"
Of course.
Aye. And however that works, I don't know.
It casts prestidigitation.
Yeah. Oh, it's a weird sensation, but it's nice. We've been on the hop. Well,
What are you doing here?
just a stopover from one place to another. It was the most convenient port.
Thought you'd come see old Findir.
Well, I suppose I was feeling a bit nostalgic.
Really?
It's interesting to see things with new eyes. I was always terrified back then. Everything is so much smaller than I remember. So much more normal,
I can see that.
mundane.
Well, that can't decide if that's a shame or not.
I like mundane. I don't get enough of it. I tried, but my friends weren't having it.
Friends.
I suppose that's new too. I'll start with the long
Glad to
shot.
see you.
I'll start with the long shot first. I'm looking for a man named Gerald in a similar line of work. Don't know if you might have run across him recently. Or he you.
Hasn't crossed my path. Friend of yours?
Well, there was some question about that, but yes, I think so. Got in trouble. My fault. Well, he's not blameless. Definitely not blameless, but I've got a debt to repay, I think.
Not from Sharn, then.
No. No. Elsewhere. I won't be staying here long. It doesn't seem wise on the whole.
Not enough time for me to ask around, then.
No, it's probably not necessary. Though, if he happens by, and you want to tell him Esri says he's sorry, and he'd like to make it up to him, he might know what to do with that information.
I come across this Geralt, I can.
Like I said, it's a long shot. What about me, my enclave? Any
Still
word?
there?
Are they? Anyone ever come looking?
When you disappeared, folk wondered about it.
Kalish Tarfolk.
Some of your kin. Yeah, some of your kin. You seemed to know you were gone.
Would that make any sense to me?
It would. Sort of. Yes. You know that your non-dreaming state is essentially shared by your lineage. So there is a level of connectedness. So it suggests that somebody became aware that you had gone, and it probably is odd to you that someone thought enough to come looking.
That is a bit of a surprise. Both that they were paying attention enough to know, and that they cared enough to come round.
It don't surprise you often, but every now and then.
Well, last thing of business anyway. You got anything you're looking to move? I've not a lot of money, but I've got this, and I'll show my Vambrace of Fortitude that I might be looking to trade. And well, I headed out of town soon, so if you got something particularly hot.
The market for something in particular.
Well, as I said, mortal peril rather often, so anything that can help deal with that would be useful. Not something so ostentatious as that piece.
That's not for sale.
I tend to stay out of the way of blows if I can, but if I happen to get hit, well, it hurts quite a lot.
They do tend to. Hi. Probably set you up with something. Take a walk. Come on down to the shop.
I would like to do an insight check on him.
Okay.
It is surprising that he recognized me so well. So curious if that was meaningful to him in any particular way. 26 insight.
You don't pick up any deception in him right now. He doesn't seem to be. You don't get the impression he's trying to set you up for something.
Oh, another surprise. So yeah, I'll follow him.
All right. So you head out and around a few more turnings and across a bridge in order to reach his shop. He looks around the shop, which is pretty similar to Geralt's in its basic setup here. There's a lot of goods out front, which he ignores.
Well, I do have a type, don't I?
And instead walks into a back room. Something to protect you in a pinch. Now, let's see. Well, I don't know exactly if it's what you're looking for, but had some prospectors out of the Elden Reaches in, and they brought this. He picks up from behind the counter a box, sets it on the counter, and lifts it, and inside is just a seed that has the hull of which has split, and there's a little seedling that has curled its way out. This was apparently sprouted in a manifest zone to Thalanis, and it's got a little bit of sentience to it. You can command it. It will wrap around something. Useful for climbing, grappling, that sort of thing.
No, that is something. Don't think I have a particular spell prepared that would make sense here. But I will just kind of like reach out towards it a little bit and feel for a connection.
I mean, when you reach your hand towards it, it does move slightly, like it's the tendrils shift and press against your finger as if testing.
Do you keep it alive just like any other plant?
No, it seems to have a life of its own. They said it had to rest after use, after any sort of strenuous use. Some of the things, he reaches down and touches the seed hull, and where your hand is, it stretches out, and essentially ivy starts to wrap around your hand and a little way up your arm, before Findir takes his hand away, and it recedes back and pulls back into itself.
How much?
You said you're looking to trade? Or are you looking to buy?
Huh.
Buy?
Trade would be fine, but
For an old friend. I could let it go for. 170. You're looking to trade. He digs around, comes up with a monocle, and seems to look at your gauntlets. Those would go pretty well in a market. I'd give it to you straight up for those.
I've got 130 gold. And I don't mean I'm bargaining,
Make a persuasion.
but that's literally all I have.
Make a persuasion check.
Dirty 20.
Well, it's been sitting on the shelf for a while. I'd rather have the cash. Fair enough. 130.
All right. Well. Does it have a name?
They said it was called Feywood Ivy.
That's rather clinical.
Well, they were Eldine prospectors. That's what they were interested in.
I know someone who will come up with something very fanciful for it.
Ah, well, fair enough.
Oh, wonderful. Things pretty much the same around here then.
The city doesn't change much.
Did you know who it was who came and took me?
I heard that there were people who came around looking for kids who were different now and then.
I mean in specific. Did you know the man?
Oh, the man, no.
It's another one I'm looking for. Name is Soren.
No.
I suppose another long shot. Might not even be alive.
Well, can't tell whether that thought pleases you or disappoints you.
Same. Though I'd like to have a conversation. These days, alive or dead doesn't particularly matter, as long as I can find him.
Well, don't know much about the organization that he worked for, but folk like that come around every now and again. Well, not now, but used to. Haven't heard of that in a while now, but used to come around looking for kids that were a bit different.
I'd say they found one, at least.
I would agree with that. Don't come around as much. Children of Khyber will see to that.
Do they?
Oh yeah, they look for the kids that are different now.
Do they? And who is it that comes And he'll sort of check himself. And who is it that comes around?
Different folk, different times.
And they come to you?
Huh. No.
I know a few of them as well. Well, that is something to think on. I'd better be getting back. I have no money for dinner now. So I'll be scrounging something.
Well, glad to see you're all right.
I'm all right.
Folks that come out folks that get out don't usually come back. Nice to see that sometimes that's not because they've died. That is what they call a pregnant pause.
I'll be seeing you, Fendir.
Good luck.
Thanks for the plant. And I'll slip away.
All right. Back to the ship.
Actually, I want to try to steal my dinner.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Definitely not going to
I'm
do
not
that
bailing
straight
you out.
up. Let's see.
Oh, fair enough.
What can I do to make this work?
I don't know.
I can do. I can do confusion. That's mean. I'll cast guidance on
still?
myself. What's that?
Okay.
Do you not have charm person anymore?
No, I
Make 'em
stopped
friendly.
taking it because it didn't do good things for me. Yeah. So, all right, let's go for it. Okay, plus a D4.
What are we using?
Sleight of hand. 21 total.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I mean, you walking past a street vendor, you wait for a moment where they're distracted with another customer and just slip away with a kebab.
It's exactly how Ari did it with that can of whipped cream. Just, grabbed it and slipped away.
I take a bite, like, oh. I don't remember it being this bad.
And then back to the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So pretty late when Ari and Esri return to the ship. Shade and Pog, you've probably been back for a while. So yeah, it's probably closer to like 10 or 11. Ari's probably back first.
Hey, gang.
Looking refreshed, getting a little more put together from his trip to the tavern.
I'm an extrovert. I need to recharge my batteries.
Mm-hmm. And then probably another hour before Esri returns.
Looking at
Hey,
higher spirits than you've seen him in a while.
Also looking refreshed.
Seems like everybody's enjoying their time in Sharn.
Good old Sharn street meat. That's what the doctor wrote.
So I sent word to Thora. Shade saw what I sent. Just letting her know. I did my best to encode the message. They almost assuredly, if they are looking for it, will know what I'm talking about. But told her that we have the sword, and we also have Mina. As of right now, Mina's agreed to come back to Stormreach, but that we're not headed directly back because we have business to finish with the sword. So that's what was sent to her. I would have done a sending stone, but I could not afford it because I now have 32 gold pieces to my name. So,
Well, that's
Wow.
more. That's more than me. I've got 0 now.
What?
no.
What? Did you get robbed?
I bought a plant.
I'm sorry.
Unless you were much poorer than me, I think you got taken for a ride, Esri.
I
have
also
plants at
learned
home.
something pretty interesting. The children of Khyber. Is that correct?
Yeah,
The
Dane's group.
children of Khyber are recruiting the way Black Wheel.
Or their Saturday morning cartoon equivalent, Khyber Kids.
I don't like it.
The fact that they're recruiting.
They're recruiting
Go ahead.
the way Black Wheel recruited me by combing the streets for marked individuals, marked children.
Before I get too indignant about that, Philip, how do we recruit for Grimalkin? Like, do we just comb the streets for children?
Thora
Thor knows
finds
who they
out
are.
about marked children and approaches usually their families, if that's possible, and if not, approaches the kid.
Okay.
So, I mean, not super different.
But we have a school.
There is the step of approaching families, which may or may not happen in this case. You don't really know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what the children of Khyber are up to in Sharn, but unless it's educating the kids they recruit, then that's a bummer.
I'm sure they probably think of it that way.
Yeah, well,
We
now
know
I'm
what.
even sadder.
But in. Well, I was going to say better news, but really it's just different and weirder news.
It's just different news.
Apparently, my family came looking for me because they knew I was gone when I left,
Oh,
which
that's nice.
is wholly unexpected. I don't know how I feel about that. But they are apparently still around.
That's even better news.
It is also news.
Do you like your family?
I mean, as someone
I
whose family's
was-
not,
Passively disowned while still living with them, and decided to run away and live on the streets. So, no. But I also haven't seen them in quite some time.
I'd love to know what passive disownership is. Is it like shunning?
It's
Well,
Like
they
they just
continued
ignore
to
you?
feed me,
Like slapping someone with silence.
but that was about it. I wasn't allowed at school. I wasn't allowed at whatever we would call worship. I don't know the term. At collective meditation. My parents didn't ever say my name. I was spoken
Ever?
around.
How do you know what your name is?
No, well, because I spoke 4 languages before this happened.
I know. I had to be dumb for a second. I'm sorry.
It's fun, right?
So, it's a complicated question to answer.
Fair enough.
Even more complicated because my ancient, semi-dead ancestor told me to go talk to them. And here we are.
Speaking of segues, are we going to deal with the sword, or what's the plan, gang? Because that's what I told Thora, because I thought that was the plan.
That it seems to be what you all are suggesting, and I don't really have a good argument otherwise.
Can we clarify what deal with the sword means?
Go.
Yeah, where did you
to
land on
Randus
that?
and figure out what's going on with.
Yes, we go to where Demise
Farlnin.
Farlman?
Farlnin. Farlnan? N-E-N?
Ian.
Ian.
There's a lot of assumptions in that. The number one being that she was telling the truth. But
Yeah,
then again,
I'm a pretty good judge of character. Famously not.
yeah. But roaming the streets of Stormreach before closing this loop doesn't seem much more appealing than taking a shot in the dark.
Yeah, because also the Emerald Claw are going to be super mad at us, so they also seem to be in with this Arandis person. So if we can get in her good graces, then it might also offer a certain level of protection from the Emerald Claw as well, who share the city with us. And they're probably, if Demise is dead, going to be pretty upset at us. Well, I guess they won't know that we killed Demise. They will know that she went with us and then never came back, though. So that is pretty... makes us culpable. So yeah.
Yes, and if she survived, then it's ever so much worse.
Should we
Yeah,
come
true.
up with a
So-
story in case they ask her? I mean, us. If they ask her, they'll know. But if we get
They'll
back
know, yeah.
without her, and she's not back, then we could say something that makes us less suspicious.
Well, she died while we were fighting Lucan to gain the sword.
She fell off
The way
train.
you worded
I mean, we
that
could just leave her.
does not sound like it was us.
Yeah.
It is not
Way to lie,
technically
Ezra.
a lie.
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
the truth. Oh,
Well, we'll just need to see how much Malcolm wants to be paid to go this far out of his way, or if we need to find passage on another ship and have him take Mina back to Stormreach, I guess is next step.
Well, I have a plant instead of money now, so
I don't think he'll take
I am
that.
persistently
offering it.
poor.
Oh. I have 109 gold.
What?
109 gold.
I have 150.
That's
You
more.
could have done the sending stone thing. You could have just talked. Oh my gosh. How am I the poor one? I guess I do go out a lot.
Because you
I'm doctor of
spend
money
it. Yeah.
management.
I don't want to
go
be
drink a
rude,
lot.
but it's not like you're working very much these days.
Okay, I've seen you teach class. Let's
Your
not talk
last
about work ethic
job
here, coach.
was for free to learn other language.
That has not been that helpful since it would have been.
Thank you.
Hey, Hular likes me, so
That's fine.
and that friendship is worth its weight in gold.
what does it weigh?
And how much does that friendship weigh?
Go ahead and have Hular send the
Can you
sending
give
stone.
that friendship to Malcolm? for transportation?
Malcolm, I got a heck of a blacksmith for you, buddy.
Yeah, if Malcolm needs you to, or someone to gather water, you can work your.
Ari telepathically in Ezri's head goes, ha 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 ha. Okay, so talk to Malcolm, see if he's willing to take us to Farlin. If not, find passage on another ship to Lazar. It's a pirate nation, so I imagine there's some ships here that are headed that way. But
Wait, we have to
yeah,
go
we
back
just
to
need talk
Stormreach
Malcolm
first, right?
I thought the whole idea was that we go take care of this before we go back to Stormreach.
I thought
I also thought
we
that.
were taking Mina to Stormreach first.
No, I thought that we have Mina on the ship with us, and if Malcolm's not willing to go that far, Malcolm just takes Mina back to Stormreach and takes her to Thora. Because the whole reason we didn't want to go back is because we got a lot of heat on us right now, and we should go deal with this before we go home. I see Shade nodding. Pog was nodding, and then he started looking back and forth when we started talking.
I'm fine with that. I just think Mina
Okay.
may be lacking those details. She definitely thinks we're headed to Stormreach because that's what we told her.
We are just after.
We can ask her what she wants to provide. Okay, Philip, out of pulling back this conversation, what is the ship ride to Farlman look like in terms of time? How long is that?
3,000 miles.
So timeline-wise, what does that look like?
Timeline-wise?
Like how many days passes?
Number of days. That's going to be...
Just a-
I mean, if you could go in a straight line, and you can't go in a straight line because
Correct.
there's the Mornland.
Yep.
If you could go in a straight line and never stop flying, it would take 10 days
Okay. How
of flying 24 hours a day.
how do we have a rough guesstimate on how much House Orion services would cost to get us closer?
You could take a lightning rail, which...
I haven't texted this. Reach into my tome.
Oh, make a rough guesstimate that either wildly undervalues or wildly overvalues the thing.
Yeah. Here we go.
5 gold pieces?
Price.
Cool.
Lightning rail. Passenger. Are you content to ride in steerage?
I mean, that's all Ari could ever afford. So
Probably
sure.
more comfortable
If
than
Pog wants to
anywhere
ride
else.
first class, that's up to him.
All right. We'd have to go.
Oh my god. This is the actual example of if you have to ask, you can't afford it.
You could take the lightning rail from Sharn to Thaliost for 86 gold
For all 4 of us or per person?
per person, which would take you 4 days. From there, you'd have to cross the bridge, cross Scion Sound to Reckon Mark, and I'm trying to see how far you can even go.
I mean, here's the thing. That trip alone, 84 gold times 4 is 344 gold. We don't have that
No.
collectively. So, we can't make it to Thalios. So, and I'm guessing teleportation services is even more expensive. So,
Oh yes, that's bonkers.
so it looks like airship travel is our only option, gang. So, the question is, do we want to see if Malcolm's
How-
willing?
How stowawayable are these trains?
I mean, it's possible.
Shade, if Shade's a fox,
You can certainly try.
I bet pets don't need a ticket.
Do you want to be sued, Philip?
I could get on.
I too could get on. Fairly simply. Slowly, but simply. I just... Not having traveled by train except the one time and mostly on the outside, I'm not exactly sure how easy it would be to hide.
I just have to say, I don't feel like it's super easy for big people.
It seems like, though, at the end of the day, if just going to Thalios is going to be 4 days and then we start traveling east, airship is going to be quicker. And if we're hopping on a ship that's already headed that way, probably cheaper. So, let's ask me. Let's talk to Malcolm when he gets back.
Malcolm's back. He's just asleep.
Oh, okay.
From
Let's
being
talk to
asleep.
Malcolm when he wakes up.
If it's that long,
When he gets back from Dalcor.
I don't know if we should have Mina for so long.
Yeah, that is a long
Yeah.
time. And she hates us.
She will eventually kill us.
I mean, we could, so we can, even if Malcolm's willing to take us,
No spoilers, Colin.
we could pay for her passage to Stormreach on one of the airships that's headed that way, and give her one of our communicators so that she can call Thor when she gets there. Like I don't know if she will, I don't know if she'll want to, but that at least gives her the means to get in contact with the person that wanted to contact her. Thoughts?
It would be another 30 gold each to the end of the line after that. And that would still not put you at your destination. That would just put you in the Roar Holds.
No thanks.
Go party with the dwarves. Love it. Yeah, you go too deep, it gets super bad in your holds.
Is this all just sort of arguing for a reversal of plan and just head back to Lady Aruvi?
No, I
'Cause
think that
I'm not really hearing a...
I think sending Mina back with
You
a
think we can
communicator is
talk
a
Malcolm
fine-
into going?
I mean, if not, we can find passage on another ship that's already headed that way. Is all I'm trying to say. We're in a dock. We have lots of options in terms of getting there.
How much?
I mean,
I know this is a nebulous question. How much time do we think we have until he wakes up? Should we go search for these options before?
Not long.
Okay.
okay. Well, go down and sit over Malcolm's body until he wakes up. No.
I mean, I can wake him up.
Oh, good.
I feel confident
you're
in
up.
my abilities.
No, we want him to be in a good mood when this conversation starts. So,
Okay.
Also,
So it is a couple more hours, let's say, just for the sake of simplicity. And as the sky's starting to turn gray, and Malcolm comes out of the helm. Well, comes down to the hold looking for you all.
hey,
See you all back.
how was your?
Oh, just
How'd you
becoming nocturnal.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens. How'd you sleep?
Just fine.
Good.
Get everything you needed.
Yes, except okay. How would you feel about heading somewhere other than Stormreach?
Well, as there is no destination called somewhere other than Stormreach, trepidatious at best.
Fair enough. We're looking to get up to the Principalities.
All right. That's a very lot
Yeah.
other than Stormreach.
Yep. But we wanted to ask you first. If you don't want to, we can always try to find other passage. But
Well, let's see. Oh, what's your business there? I assume Port Regal. What are you
Oh.
going for?
That's a good starting point.
Regalport, sorry.
I've never been up there. All I know is the name of the place is Farlman, is where the direction we've been pointed.
You got business with the blood sales?
Who are the blood sales? No.
That's the principality that rules Farland.
We have a contact up there that we're trying to get in touch with.
You don't.
We don't?
Contact on Farland that is not a blood sale?
Why are they called the blood sales?
Well, they're necromancers.
Well, that actually
They
affirms our...
crew their ships with undead.
Okay, yep.
Fly blood red sails. Usually have several. If stories be told, I've never been an ocean going type, but tales be true, then they have undead sharks follow their ships around to
What?
take care of anyone who goes overboard when they attack. The ships themselves are haunted, and they will send swarms of poltergeists across to attack enemy ships.
I mean, this sounds like your people, Esri.
I do that. I don't think I could do that to a shark.
Do you think we have business with the blood sales? Oh.
Yeah, the more you describe them, the more it sounded like, yep, we do have business with the blood sales. So, I mean, if you can only get us as far as Regalport and then we have to find passage the rest of the way, that's fine. But that's our ultimate destination.
Oh, yeah, there's not really enough money to get me to take you to Port Cairn.
Port Cairn. Thank you. Okay.
Good to know.
There was another possible plan that had us not
How much-
going there, right? Wasn't there?
Well,
We're still talking about thousands of miles, because probably have to go around. Probably go around north over Thrain. Across Karnath be easier than going through the Dragon Reach. Better places to stop for supplies. Yeah, we're talking about a minimum. We're in a real hurry, a minimum 2 weeks.
Okay. How much would you be asking for?
Oh, well, if I'm not just doing favors for Thora, standard rate for a chartered airship's about 1,000 gold a day.
Noted.
I'm not properly speaking licensed, so I could knock that down some, but
To 10?
no, not to 10.
The friends and families at 99% off.
Hey, shooters shoot, man. Shooters shoot.
work for tips.
I mean,
I could.
I honestly don't want Thora to be on the ledger for this trip just because.
Well, she wouldn't be, because Thor didn't ask me to take you
I'm saying,
to the Laza principalities.
are our favor worth enough? Like,
Well, I gotta be honest with you. You're planning to go to the Bloodsail principalities, and you got a contact there, you say. So my estimation of the longevity of a favor from you is quite a bit lower than it was at the beginning of this conversation.
we've made it
Me too.
this far.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right. So
And it was a real joyride.
I cannot apologize enough for all of that.
It wasn't
yeah.
Oh. Serious.
He glances around. All delicacy to the little lady and everything, but if that boy you fought up here was a vampire, and that vampire darn near killed one of you outright, you understand that what my understanding is going to the Bloodsail Principalities would be a lot more of that.
But this time, Ari looks at Esri. They want us there, right?
More or less, we think.
More or less, we think.
We think.
More or less.
Right. So, I'm not doing it for favors, because I don't think you'll live long enough for me to collect.
Fair enough. Malcolm, just you being in the business, before we go traipsing about the docks, asking, how much would passage on a ship already headed to Regal Port cost? A
Licensed ship, about a couple copper a mile. So, well, I assume you're talking about a sailing vessel. You're talking about a sailing vessel, or you still think an airship?
If a couple copper a mile is the sailing vessel and the airship is presumably going to be more expensive, then probably the sailing vessel.
Oh yeah, airships. Lyrandar airships closer to a gold a mile. So, couple copper a mile. So you're probably looking at 100. You're looking at about 60 gold each, I would guess.
Well, I think we have that, right?
Could afford that.
This feels like we're only making plans for getting there and not thinking about being able to come back.
But to clarify, not getting there, getting you to Regalport, which is not Port Cairn.
Maybe we should revisit this plan. But Malcolm, I'd also like to point out that death doesn't necessarily mean that you don't get your favor.
I know you think that was reassuring,
Yeah.
but it's not.
Oh. Okay.
Well, I am. Y'all can't afford to charter me, so I'm not flying to the Lazar Principalities. I would like to get moving back to Stormreach, but if y'all need to have a conversation first, that's. I'll give y'all a minute while I go stow my things.
Thank you, Malcolm. You've been very helpful.
How much, how rich are Kalishtar enclaves?
Not very. It's pretty communal.
Okay. That was my understanding.
So,
but,
kind of self-sufficient.
yeah.
I mean, if we need to go back to... I'm concerned about us returning to Stormreach is my only thing. Like, because to your, like, I get what you're saying, Pog, about, like, we have enough to get there, but the return trip. But if Esri's potential patron appreciates having the sword brought, then maybe we don't have to worry about the return trip. Maybe that can be taken care of.
If she's there, it's still a guess. It's a long
It
way to
really
go for a
sounded like
guess.
she was, though. That sounds like the most undead place in the world. They got undead
It's true.
sharks.
Yeah, no, that's a neat trick. I
There
want
is-
to learn that one.
There is so much maybe in this, though. I don't want to live there if we're wrong.
Well,
Well,
what we could,
if we're wrong, you probably wouldn't be living there.
I don't want that either,
Might be
Esri.
unliving.
what we could do is, I mean, Malcolm gave us the standard rate for passenger, like being a passenger on a ship. Maybe we could, like, work his hands on a ship that and get a discounted rate or something. Like, I mean, we're all capable. You all are capable. I can be very supportive in physical endeavors. I'm more of a leader, managerial material, so maybe they have an opening for that of somebody to, like. Anyway, I'm just saying, Malcolm gave us the going rates and not the negotiated rates.
I think I'm arguing for heading back, Ari. I think we still have a slight upper hand, and we should see Mina home.
I'm sorry, Ari, but this isn't nearly as sure of a plan as it was when we first talked about it. And I like bad plans. But this one is exceptional bad.
We just can't afford to.
I mean,
We
I
need to
think we can
go,
make it work, but
We need to go looting.
apparently I need to have less of a social life, is all I'm saying. um, I mean,
Esri, this is honestly, we're here for you.
The plan was always to go back to Mirabella. And happy accident of learning some information aside, that, as far as I can tell, that's our only solid way forward. We could roll the dice on a couple months of travel to apparently the most dangerous place we've ever heard of.
it sounds like you're Disneyland. I know that's not a thing.
Well, listen. I'm okay with the undead, but he didn't make it sound like it was a happy place full of undead. It was more of the murder,
No, okay.
death, kill kind of.
Esri, I have to stop you there. For the average person, there is no happy place of undead. Like, the average, all undead is a bad thing. Like, I mean, I've grown accustomed to it, but the first time you did, like, I brought a skeleton back, I was freaked out by it.
Ari, for the
So-
average person, there is no happy place of aberrant marked people.
Okay, but that, like...
Don't
we
equivocate.
get
That's it.
semantics here.
Don't unequivocate.
No, okay. Ghouls, ghasts, zombies...
Malcolm, I
they're-
think we're
they're-
just gonna head back with you. I think that's.
Hold on. I'll go hop up and tell him. And Ari hops up and goes up on deck.
Okay. Malcolm.
Did we see Mina when we got back on the ship? Is she still up above?
Yeah, she's still up above. So Ari, you come up on deck. Malcolm is there. Checking the rings, the arms that maintain the ring. Just doing basic maintenance work.
Okay.
You'll make a call.
Yeah, I think so. If you're willing to rethink it, we'd be willing to pay hefty favors to get to Farland.
Well, you all seem like a capable lot, so I guess you might manage it.
I appreciate that.
I'll chart a course of the direction then.
Great. Thanks.
Don't you say it, Philip.
He walks back to the helm. The rest of you see the ship, feel the ship start to move, and glancing out the portholes, you see the ship swing around away from the coast and begin to make its way north, inland.
Ari comes back down below deck.
What did he
Looking
say?
excited. So I went to go talk to him, and he said he took a minute to think about it, and we talked about it, and he said that he was maybe a bit too harsh with the whole "you're definitely gonna die" thing, and he's willing to take favor in exchange for the passage to Farland with Plan A, basically.
Insight check.
Sure.
That's not what we decided.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Okay.
Am I there? We're all there? This is all of
Definitely
us?
believe it. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. 24.
I mean, if we're all rolling,
What did
then
you have there, Eric?
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
I guess I can drop the pretense of rolling persuasion for everything. 25.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
Silvery barbs.
So Esri, you don't.
It's just literal
Ari-
barbs he throws at your face.
Ari seems, just stabs you with silver. Ari seems perfectly sincere, but that still seems weird. That Malcolm
Ari,
just changed his
we
mind.
didn't decide to go there. We decided to go back.
I thought the issue was the cost, though. I thought that was the biggest thing, is that we couldn't afford Malcolm to take us there. So,
you
Plan A
just
was
gave
just
away.
unaffordable.
I didn't agree to favors. We didn't talk
I'm more
about
than happy to-
favors. Favors were mentioned, but
I mean,
this
I'm more
is
than willing to bear that brunt, if that's
20,000
okay.
gold of favors. 20,000
I already owe an
gold.
archfey my soul, so what's 20,000 gold worth of favor? Like, just another Wednesday, right?
20,000 gold,
some of us don't owe an archfey our soul.
or anybody anything at all.
I'm willing to take the brunt of the favor.
Good point, Pog.
That's what I'm trying to
Why?
say.
We decided. We made
Why?
another decision.
Because I talked to Malcolm and I thought, oh, Plan A seems to work again. So that's what we had all agreed on until the cost came into the equation. Right?
And a new
Am I
plan
misremembering that?
was decided.
Because we couldn't
You're
afford it.
forgetting the new plan.
Philip,
Now we can afford this Plan A.
Yep.
at the risk of
Can't.
ruining some fun, can I use my stuff I gained at level 10?
Yeah, you've had a long rest.
I'm gonna cast Greater Restoration on Ari.
Ooh. Let's see. That's a heck of a spell.
Yeah.
I love the look of Eric turning to a second monitor to try to fight this. I fully get it.
Well, I mean, Philip, you tell me, like, because I would see this coming.
You?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
Go ahead.
so, yeah,
I need 100 gold.
Yeah, I was gonna say you need some. You need some dust. I mean, I don't know how many dragon shards we're carrying, but you definitely don't have any cash.
That as the owner of the dragon shards, I'm very sorry, Ezri. They are for sure hidden back away in the ocelots. Because you got all Schmeagol about them.
Shade,
Yeah.
can I have 100 gold?
wait, what? And then are you going to go buy the dust? What?
Yes!
We have played. I'm sorry. Do I need actual diamond dust?
We have played very fast and
I just-
loose with the material components for everyone, so I'm not gonna. Yeah. I'm not gonna force you to shop for material components. We have not been.
So
we have not been
I'm
playing
gonna
that
take
way.
100 gold
So
and like
okay.
it breaks down in my hand.
So to that point, yes, Ari, you would
Yes.
obviously see this beginning to happen.
Okay. I mean, I took a new spell also, or I took a couple new spells when I leveled. So
What is
I'm gonna
happening?
Cast counter spell.
Okay. Counterspell works automatically up to 4th level. So this requires a roll.
It's a walk-off.
Of your spellcasting abilities. So I need a charisma check from Ari. I need a wisdom
Straight check?
from Ezri. Yes.
I'll push.
That's a natural 20.
What's the total?
24.
24.
What's the total? 24.
I'm pushing. I'm gonna push one more time.
So for those of you not engaged in a wizard's duel,
Yeah, what do we see?
you see Ezri take the gold. You see the gold begin to, like, I imagine it's sort of like, as though gold, even though gold doesn't do this, corrode over in his hand and dissolve, just to stick with the vibe of his magic. And as that magic, as the spores that produces start to flow towards Ari, you see Ari. You see power exert from Ari, intercepting the spell.
With a confused look of betrayal on his face, that is Ezri's targeting him with the spell.
What?
What are you doing?
Hog, I need you to grab him.
Whoa! What's happening?
Whoa.
What are we doing? Why are you two magicking?
He's lying to us.
What do you mean I'm lying to you? What? How do you know I'm lying to you? What makes you think I'm lying to you?
Because you
Ari,
won't let
why
me
are we
help you.
going somewhere else? Why did you change the
I
plan
tried-
back?
I tried to explain it. What do you mean? I literally just explained. We didn't do plan A because it cost too much. Malcolm was willing to renegotiate.
But we didn't do plan A because it cost too much was one of the reasons. Mina being
I
with
thought
us
we had-
forever was another.
I thought we had agreed on plan A.
The other
Talk
was
to
not
Malcolm.
living there.
Malcolm explained how much it was going to cost, and we went, oh, well, that's too much, so we can't do it.
Right. But
And I don't know what
normally we
Ezri's
talk
trying to
a
do, casting
lot about
spells at
these
me.
things. Normally
You're-
we talk a lot about them.
And you always want to stay at home for everything.
What? No, what? I'm here. I'm in Sharn. You think I want to be here? No.
Why
would
are you
love to
wanting
be
to
back
go?
in
Why are
Grimalkin.
you the only person wanting to go to Zombie Shark swimming place?
Ari gestures at Ezri. I don't know why I'm the only one that wants to finish this thing all of a sudden, but I don't want to keep having to traipse about at the wills of an evil elf woman
Ari, where's the
that has
sword?
Ezri by the back of the neck. It's tucked away. I don't have it. See?
Ari, we're going home.
No, we're going.
And I'm going to
finish
go
this.
tell Malcolm that's what we're doing.
No, why? Why can't
Pog,
we just be
That's
done
the
with this?
plan.
Will you hold him?
Ari,
I can deal with this better.
I can't grab him. I'm not going to attack Ari. Ari,
I'm going to
tell-
exit. I'm going to exit right now and go to Malcolm and
Okay.
cast Lesser Restoration. I think. Hold on. Let me see if I can do that. Oh, never mind. That won't do anything. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I don't think that will solve what you're.
I will
If
cast
there is a problem,
dispel,
that
dispel
wouldn't solve-
magic.
No.
There is
Okay. I make
At 5th level.
make a wisdom check. Ari, make a charisma check.
It's a spell higher than 4th level? It's the same thing?
It's not precisely a spell.
Oh.
It is a magical effect, but it's not
Gonna
a spell.
push.
Dirty 20.
Gonna push again. Dirty 20.
Traditionally, tie goes to the initiator.
Oh, In this specific, okay. Hold on.
I hate this. I'm having so much fun.
I need clarification because. Yeah.
That's a difficult question.
Okay. I'll go one more. Push. $17.
Malcolm.
And it's Ari obviously is on deck since I was.
Pog as well.
Yeah.
Because he was going up.
Ari, could you gain a level of exhaustion, please?
Yep.
Malcolm looks. I mean, Ezri comes at what does dispel magic look like with Ezri?
Gross.
Yeah, I mean,
Mushroom covered tentacles enter his nostrils and start massaging his brain.
it's like a cloud of spores sucking magical energy away and like
So
sort of
he goes, what the? Oh, that was weird, to say the least. Wait, what's
Yeah, we got a real problem.
what is going on?
Pog
All right.
grabs Ari.
Well, Ari looks over his shoulder at Pog. Be seeing ya. Ari turns into a bat and flies away.
Okay, that is where we will end this episode. Listen, I ought to have ended it a minute ago, but there was no way we're going to get the momentum of this moment back. So, okay. Thank you all so much for watching Khyber Shards.
Next episode,
just
like
to
the last
clarify for everybody.
episode.
I'm not in a show right now. I don't have rehearsals coming up. What's going on? Like, this isn't a.
I have to say this for the viewers. My favorite thing is that Eric and I had a conversation 5 weeks ago about where he saw his character going. This is not it. This is so off the rails. Wow.
Indeed. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can find links to all of our social media down below, or you can do so in comments. Yes. Boy. Okay. Also down below, you'll find a link to Colin's Twitch where he's sorry, BTR. The O is a 0. New episodes of Khyber Shards drop every Monday. New Khyber Shards answers every Friday. And until next time.
Just for the
Thanks.
watch party, Eric on KSA this week.
Thanks for rolling with us.